Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is your boy GZTV back with another video, and in this video, we are going to be doing what we've all been waiting for, all football fans, and that is the playoff predictions. Really excited. There's some really good wild card matchups even. Usually there's a couple of slouch matchups for the wild cards, but this year I genuinely believe there's actually some really interesting matchups. So I'm going to go through every single prediction. We're just going to be predicting the winners. I'm using ESPN's little app they have. I'll get this clip together and it'll be posted by Thursday. The first games are going to be on Saturday. And I have a lot of content lined up for the weekend, so I'm just going to go ahead and give you some stuff now. So, yeah, let's get into the bracket. So here we have it. We have the AFC and the NFC, and obviously the playoffs, which is taking place in Nevada. I think it's taking place at Allegiant Stadium this year. So, yeah, we have the wild card, the divisional, the conference championship, and the Super Bowl. Obviously, we all, like, if you've watched the NFL all year, I mean, we all kind of know how the playoffs work. So, let's get into predictions. I might just make this one big clumpy video, but I don't know. Let's split it up. Let's go. So, first game we're going to talk about is we're just going to go in order by how the wild card games happen this weekend. We're going to first start with the Texans and the Browns. And I'm actually really excited about this game because CJ Stroud and Joe Flacco are two quarterbacks that I really respect in the league. I really like what they've been doing this year. This should be really entertaining. I think it's going to be one of the better games of the weekend. But, yeah, I don't know. Texans, Browns. I really don't know. This is such a difficult one. Like, do they have a prediction on as to who's going to win it? Who's got a? I mean, it's 50.5 to 49.5. Dude, I don't know. I think I might go with the Tech. I'm gonna go with the Texans, just because. Like, yeah, let's go with the Browns. Let's go with the Browns. Screw it, Browns. I'm gonna go with the Browns because Joe Flacco has more playoff experience, and that's really important. And man, if that actually sets up right, he might be playing his former team, and that'll be an even crazier storyline in the divisional round. There's a lot of revenge games, like that's a big thing this year with like the storylines of the games. It's super interesting. I'm really excited to watch that Texans Browns game. That is a complete toss up though. Like if you were to tell me that the Texans would win that game, I wouldn't be mad at all. Because, yeah, that's like one of the bigger toss-up games of the bracket. So, yeah. Next up, I believe the stupid game that's happening on Peacock. Hopefully you can see the teams properly. But hopefully it's not too small of a on the screen. It doesn't look that bad. You can kind of see the logos and stuff. But we have the Chiefs and the Dolphins on fucking Peacock, dude. I don't know why they did that. But on Peacock, we have Chiefs and Dolphins. The Dolphins being the 6th seed is kind of insane. And the Chiefs being the 3rd seed is kind of insane. Because I feel like the Chiefs winning their division is obviously a given every year. But the fact that they are top 3 in the AFC does not make sense based on the season they had. I don't know who's going to win this. There's another storyline here of Tyreek Hill going back and playing Kansas City. I don't know who's going to win this. This is another really hard game to predict. I want to see what they have for their previews. These are really good wild card games. These are some of the better wild card games we've ever seen. They're saying the Chiefs are favorited. Is there an injury report? I need to look at everything before I make a pick here. Sorry about that. We'll just edit that out. So we have Xavier Howard probably not going to be able to play. I mean, those aren't huge losses. I mean, Jerick McKinnon, KT might not play. Brian Cook's a pretty decent player. But you have, like, Tyreek. I kind of want to go with the Dolphins. I'm going to pick the Dolphins. So they're going to play the Ravens. Do I see Patrick Mahomes losing the first round, though? I don't know. I think the Dolphins will win. They've obviously had, like, a pretty bad stretch of games, but the Chiefs just barely. Okay, the Dolphins lost by 7 to the Bills. The Chiefs beat the freaking Chargers by 1 point. We're talking about recency. Like, I'm not really a huge fan of how the Chiefs have looked this season. I think I'm going to go with the Dolphins upset, and that's actually 2 upsets. Obviously, a 5-4 is not that bad, but let's move on. Next game on the schedule, let me try to figure this out. 14. The 12 o'clock game is Bills and Steelers. I don't think there's really a question here. I think the Bills for sure win this game. Like, if this is one of the games where it's like, yeah, I kind of know for sure. There's probably like 2 or 3 of these games that I'm like, yeah, I kind of know who's going to win. I think the Bills are easily going to win this. Like, unless I don't even know what would help the Steelers win this game. But Steelers, they don't have, they might not. Dude, this is so annoying. I'm about to mute my desktop audio. I'll do that after this clip. But they might not have Minka Fitzpatrick, and they don't have T.J. Watt. Whereas really the only big things for the Bills is like Taylor Rapp, and Gabe Davis, and Deion Dawkins. Like they'll still have Stephon Diggs. They'll still have Dawson Knox. They'll still have Kincaid. Obviously, like Josh Allen. Dude, I guess Kenny Pickett might be playing, but he hasn't really been good this year. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's pretty certain that the Bills are going to win this game. I feel like everyone has the Bills winning this game. So yeah. Next up, we have my Packers. My Packers are playing the Cowboys. I really want to say the Packers are going to win because obviously they've like owned the rivalry over the years. But I'm probably going to pick the Cowboys just because, I mean, the Cowboys are too dominant. Dak Prescott is having an MVP-worthy season. Yeah, it's going to be hard to beat the Cowboys in the playoffs. Do I think they'll go far in the playoffs? Maybe. We'll have to see down the line how matchups work. But, yeah, Cowboys are, I don't think they're going to destroy the Packers. I feel like this is kind of like a rivalry. But, I mean, the Cowboys are going to beat the Packers. Like, if they don't, that is just embarrassing. Like, they have had some embarrassing playoff disappointments over the years, but that's embarrassing. Losing to a rebuilding team with a quarterback that is in his first year starting, and you lose to them, there's no way. That would just tarnish the legacy of the franchise. That would tarnish the legacy of a lot of their key players like CeeDee Lamb, Dak Prescott, Tony Pollard, Micah Parsons, Stephon Gilmore, all that stuff. It would just ruin guys like that's legacy and their reputation in the league. Like, I don't know. The Cowboys better win this game. Like, obviously, I'm rooting for my Green Bay Packers, and I'm happy that we're even in this situation. But the Cowboys have to win this game. That's all there is to it. The next game is the night game on Sunday, and possibly one of the best games of the week. The Lions and the Ravens. I'm not gonna lie. I kind of want to take the Lions and Rams. Sorry, I kind of want to take the Rams in an upset. It's not even that big. Oh my god, I keep forgetting. I kind of like forget, or it's not really that big of an upset. What am I saying? I'm not really finding my words here. It's not really that big of an upset if the Rams beat the Lions because the Rams have looked incredible this season. Let me turn my volume down like while I'm on video here because it's actually getting super annoying. Sorry guys. But yeah, Lions-Rams is going to be a really good game. Like the Jared Goff, Matthew Stafford trade thing, that is insane. Like a crazy storyline, a crazy setup. I'm going Rams. I think the Rams are going to upset them. I don't know. Like the Lions aren't playoff like experienced. Dan Campbell's a new coach. Jared Goff has hardly been in playoff situations. None of their major players have been in playoff situations. None of them. Like Amon-Ra St. Brown's a young player. Jahmyr Gibbs is a rookie. David Montgomery had to deal with poverty years with the Chicago Bears. Sam Laporte is a rookie. I don't even know. Let's look at the injury report. We got to do that every time. Sam Laporta is questionable. They might not have Sam Laporta or Jameson Williams or Khalif Raymond. That's a lot of receivers. And the only thing for the Rams really is like Jordan Fuller and Tyler Higbee. Those are the only two that I would be concerned about if I'm a Rams fan. But they have Puka. They have Cooper Kupp. Obviously, like Aaron Donald, I'm pretty sure is going to play. So yeah, I think it's looking pretty solid for the Rams to go ahead and upset, based on the seeding. But it's going to be a great game, though. It's got a really good storyline. It's got a lot of hype surrounding it. So, yeah, let's get into the next one. The next game and last game of the wild card round is the Buccaneers and the Eagles. Isn't that crazy? The Buccaneers are a higher seed than the Philadelphia Eagles. The Eagles are a wild card team, which is crazy. Like, I don't know, man. Like, the whole division thing is super flawed, like the whole design of it, because you have a team, like, let's look at this. You have a team that is 2 games better than a team that is a seed higher than them. It doesn't make sense. I don't know how this is only 57-43. I think the Eagles are easily winning this game. I don't want to like jinx them or anything because I actually respect guys like Jalen Hurts quite a bit. Obviously, like the tush push and stuff like that is kind of iffy, but I think the Eagles are easily winning this game. They're winning this game by 10 plus points, which sets up for a crazy second round matchup there with Cowboys and Eagles. Speaking of the divisional in the second round, I think we should just get right into it. I gotta look at the injury reports again. Obviously, for the Eagles, they might not have DeAndre Swift, Darius Slay, Devontae Smith, Sidney Brown, or Sidney Brown is out, or Jalen Hurts. These are huge, huge things. Which maybe that's why they brought it down. And obviously, the Buccaneers don't have any major injuries. And again, like this is crazy too. Like 4-1 compared to 1-4. I understand this, but like when it comes playoff time, we're talking about Baker Mayfield. Like Jalen Hurts has been to the damn Super Bowl. Like I don't know, man. It's kind of tough now that I think about those factors, but I definitely think the Eagles are going to win. And for the sake of that Eagles-Cowboys matchup, I hope they win and the Rams win, so we can see that division matchup in the divisional round, because I think that would be super entertaining for football fans everywhere. So yeah, let's get into the divisional round. There's a car that's super loud outside, my fault. But getting into the divisional round, we're just going to go down, and then, yeah, we're going to go Ravens, Dolphins, and then Bills and Browns, and then Niners, Rams, and then Cowboys, Eagles. So starting off with Ravens and Dolphins, you can't really do a preview, and we don't really know the injury list, so this is just going to have to be my best guess. Like, I don't really have outside factors that are letting me know who should win these games. But Ravens, Dolphins. Ravens just beat the shit out of the Dolphins not too long ago. I know things can change. Dolphins can find their fire in the playoffs. But this has been such a good season for Lamar Jackson. MVP caliber season. He might actually win it. I don't know. Dak Prescott is definitely creeping up there. But such a good year for Lamar. I would hate to see it end in the second round. I don't think it will. I think Lamar and the Ravens take it and they go to the conference championship. I think these are easy divisional rounds here. I don't think these are really going to give us any trouble. I think Ravens, Bills are easily going to be in the AFC championship. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I know I wasn't supposed to do the Bills and Browns together, but I can't really say that that's a competition. If Joe Flacco surprises us and plays the Ravens in the AFC championship, that would be a cool storyline. That would be a cool little opportunity for the NFL, but I don't see it happening. I think the Bills are going to win that. Josh Allen is obviously super turnover prone, and the Browns have a pretty solid defense, but I don't know. I just don't think he'll have I just don't think the Browns will have enough. And the Bills' defense isn't great either. I'm not saying that. I mean, they only allowed 2 touchdowns, though, against one of the best offenses in the NFL. So that's something, I guess. I don't know, man. It's going to be really confusing. Let's move on to the NFC. Okay, for the NFC, we're just going to go one at a time. I think the Niners easily beat the Rams. If they played the Lions, it might be a different matchup. I know I said the Rams beat the Lions, so obviously it should be easier for them to beat the Lions, but like it's all about matchups. When it comes to playoff time, it really is about matchups. I think the Niners match up more competitively to the Lions than they do the Rams. But the Rams are a worse matchup for the Lions than a decent amount of the teams in that bracket. Like if I was a Lions fan, I would have rather played the Buccaneers or the Packers rather than the Rams. Maybe not the Eagles. But Packers and Buccaneers, I would have easily taken. Like, if the Buccaneers slipped out of their division and someone else won it, I would have rather that happened. And if the Rams lost to the 49ers, that would have been good for Lions fans because, yeah, the Lions would have, the Packers did kind of dominate them in that Thanksgiving game, but that doesn't really say much. So, yeah, Niners are easily beating the Rams. I don't think it's going to be like an utter, complete blowout. It's not an easy game. Nothing in the playoffs is easy. There's not a single game in the playoffs that you say, oh, it's easy, I'm playing a trash team. Because none of these teams are, like, trash. The Steelers aren't that good, I'll give it to you. The Buccaneers aren't great either. But other than that, even. Like, all these other teams are pretty damn good, and they've proven themselves throughout the regular season to be good football teams. So, yeah, let's move on to Cowboys-Eagles. And this might be one of the best matchups of the entire playoffs. Cowboys and Eagles. And leading into the NFC Championship, I feel like it's a win-win because Cowboys or Eagles going to the NFC Championship, we're going to see some playoff rematches. We're going to see some rivalries occur. I think it's going to be super duper entertaining. Who is winning this? Let me see how the Cowboys have played in their last 5 games. So in the Cowboys' last 5 games, they have gone 3-2, which isn't amazing, but like the Eagles went 1-4, and I'm kind of taking that into account because the Eagles, and they have injuries, they've been juggling with a lot, and now that I think about it, that Bucs game might be closer than anyone thinks. I'm going. Oh, dude, I know it's lame to have 1-2s in the conference championship, but I think that's how it's going to go this year. But you never know. Like when the I need to look when the Cowboys played the Eagles. They shit on the Eagles, like recently. So it's kind of hard to pick anyone else. And honestly, on this side of the bracket, I could easily see the Chiefs somehow making it to the conference championship just because that's how it works. But other than that, I don't see any other team really doing much. Eagles making the conference championship for the NFC wouldn't be that surprising, but I am going to stick with my original stuff and say that the Cowboys are going to win. We're going to see Niners, Cowboys, and the Ravens, Bills. Should be some really good AFC championship games. I guess we can just head on in to the NFC and AFC championships. Let's go. So starting first with the AFC, we have the Ravens and the Bills. I don't think the Bills match up very well against the Ravens. Like, I think the Ravens are easily the better team. Yeah, quite easily the better team. I don't know. I think the Bills actually played the Ravens this year. Didn't they play them recently? No, they didn't. Okay. Well, that's super interesting. Hopefully... Okay, yeah, I was going to say, hopefully my desktop audio isn't, like, playing. Ravens, Bills. Like, this shouldn't even be a tough one. Like, I'm probably going to go with the Ravens going to the Super Bowl. Just because, like, Lamar is so damn good, and, like, the fact that he's playing with guys like OBJ and Zay Flowers, and I don't know if Mark Andrews is going to. That's the thing. Let me look up the Ravens real quick. I don't know if let me just look up Mark Andrews. I don't think Mark Andrews is playing. No, I don't want to leave. Fuck. It's whatever. If Mark Andrews is playing, that's going to make it even better. But, like, even without Mark Andrews, you have Zay Flowers, you have Odell Beckham, you have Isaiah Likely. Running backs are a bit meh. I mean, like, Keaton Mitchell, I guess. Gus the Bus returned sometime in the season. And defensively, they've been a, like, huge surprise. I mean, like, Patrick Queen, Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Peters. They have all sorts of guys out there on that defense that can get shit done. They've been a super surprising team this year. Like, I obviously thought that they were probably going to win at least 10 or 11 games, but no one expected them to win 13 games, like, at all. And did people expect Lamar to have this good of a season? I'm not even sure about that one. That's even a question. But I think the Ravens are beating the Bills. Like, I don't see the Bills making it to the Super Bowl, like, in the foreseeable future, honestly. It's just too competitive. Like, imagine in the offseason the Chiefs find their stride and they, like, pick up some actual good receivers. It's over. Not necessarily for the rest of the conference, but a team like the Bills is not beating that Chiefs team. I don't know. It is what it is. I definitely think the Ravens are going to the Super Bowl out of the AFC. I couldn't pick a better. There's not a better team for that. Browns could beat the Bills. You know what? Browns actually could beat the Bills. But is that really possible? I don't know. I kind of want to look at the Browns. I'm just yapping here, but let's look at the Browns games. Like, the Browns have looked amazing. They haven't really played anyone too impressive except maybe the Texans recently, but I don't know. It is what it is. I don't know. Browns haven't had a great schedule. I mean, honestly, the Jaguars aren't that bad of a team, but they were collapsing. So, yeah, Ravens in the Super Bowl. I'm done yapping. I got to get to the other side of the bracket. NFC Championship, pretty good matchup here. Niners, Cowboys, but the Niners always dominate the Cowboys. Dude, like, I don't see a world in the NFL where the Cowboys make the Super Bowl. I'm not even trying to hate, But like, at least for a long ass time, I don't like. It's going to take the Cowboys a long ass time. They might have to rebuild a couple more fucking times if they want to win a Super Bowl or go to the damn Super Bowl. Like, the Cowboys over the years haven't even been able to make it to the Super Bowl. When was the last time they did? Like, I'm not saying history always repeats itself, but like, dude, especially against the Niners, we have MVP candidate, maybe not anymore as much. You have Brock Purdy. You have one of the best offensive players in the NFL in Christian McCaffrey. Good receiver in Debo. Good tight end in George Kittle. An up and coming, like, most improved player in Brandon Ayuk. You know, you have so many guys, dude. Like, Trent Williams, one of the best linemen in the NFL. Looking at defense, Bosa, one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. I don't know if Hufanga is going to be there, but he's one of the best DBs in the NFL when healthy. Cowboys have some guys too. I'm not saying that. CeeDee Lamb's like one of the best receivers in the league. Dak Prescott is an MVP candidate easily, possibly a front runner if we're being honest. Tony Pollard kind of disappointing this year, but they've had like Dowdle and a bunch of other guys kind of step up. Brandon Cooks a veteran that's actually playing really good. Jake Ferguson, not a bad tight end. Defensively, Micah Parsons is one of the best pass rushers in the NFL. And guys like Darlin Bland and Stephen Gilmore are some of the best DBs in the NFL. You know? So I don't know. I think the Niners are going to win, and I think we see a Ravens-Niners rematch from like years ago in the playoffs, and I think that's going to be super interesting. I think that's super exciting. That will be a really good matchup. Purdy against Lamar. Like OBJ against Debo will be fun. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that kind of goes into that. So let's get into the Super Bowl. And compared to the last year, I don't think this video is as long. I'm not trying to like condense it down or anything. It's just some of these are pretty straightforward. Like, do we really think the Rams are going to beat the Niners? Do we really think the Bucks are going to beat the Eagles? Packers, are they going to really beat the Cowboys? Probably not. Browns are probably not going to beat the Bills. Some toss-ups, I mean, like Chiefs and Dolphins in the first round, that could easily go either way. But getting into the Super Bowl, how many total points will be scored in the playoffs? I don't know that. I'm probably not going to guess that either. What is the point of that? And by the way, under this video, throughout the weekend, I will update you guys with how good my bracket is doing. So don't you worry. We will be there, man. But, Ravens, Niners, who's going to win this? Well, it sucks because the last time they played, the Niners had an absolute collapse, and I don't see that happening again. I think the Niners are going to have a pretty good Super Bowl. If they make it all the way, it's not like guaranteed. It's there's a lot of adversity with them, but yeah, I don't know, man. Ravens Niners. I'm going to pick the Niners. Like, I don't want to jinx them. It's my uncle's favorite team, so I support them. Like, once my Packers are eliminated, I'll probably start rooting for the 49ers. On the AFC side, I'm rooting for the Texans. Like, that's my favorite team in the AFC right now. It's such an exciting team. And if they get eliminated, I'll probably root for, like, the Dolphins or something, or the Ravens. Like, I don't, like, as long as the Chiefs don't come out, like, I know I sound like a hater there, but as long as the Chiefs don't come out of the AFC, I think it'll be a good Super Bowl because I'm tired of seeing the same matchup every year. We need to have some parity in the NFL. We need to see some teams that emerge and have good seasons and stuff like that. So, yeah, Niners are winning the Super Bowl. That's just my prediction. If things don't go well, then they don't go well. How many total points will be scored in the playoffs? Holy crap. I'm going to go 530. I was just thinking of some quick math in my head. 530. We'll go with it. Yeah. 530 points total. Sure. We got to be specific. 536. So I'm going to submit my bracket. So I'll just enter this email outside of the video. Let's get to the outro. Well, that's going to do it. That's really all I have for my playoff bracket. Let me know in the comments what you guys have for your predictions, if you have any upsets, if you have any bold statements. My upsets were Dolphins, Browns, and Rams as far as I'm concerned. Those were like the only upsets I had from this year. which is still pretty fire. But I'm really excited for these games. And yeah, all season we have been doing weekly recaps. That doesn't change for the playoffs here. Every single week of the playoffs, every single round, counting the Super Bowl, we are going to be recapping everything. So, yeah, all the games. So, yeah, I'll see you guys next Tuesday for the NFL fans. If you watch my channel for other content, I appreciate you. But if you just watch me for my NFL recaps, I'll see you guys next Tuesday, less than a week from today, because the first playoff games happen in like 3 days, I think. Yeah, I think they happen in like 3 days. Well, 2 days from the time I actually post this recording. I'll see you then. I don't have much to say in terms of content. You know, you're obviously getting this on Thursday. We're doing NBA recaps every day through Fridays, and obviously the weekend will be dedicated to like the Sopranos stuff. Well, actually, Friday, I think we won't do a recap. I think we might do the Sopranos. I don't know. I'll figure it out. You'll see it when it comes out. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. As always, it has been your boy GZTV, giving you guys top tier sports content. I'm not going to say the best because that is super duper arrogant and super duper crazy. But yeah, hopefully you enjoy watching my. I'm not super analytical or anything. I just like watch the game and stuff like that. I like watching sports. So yeah. Sports spots. If you like NBA as well, check out my live streams at night. We talk about all the close games of the NBA season, all the crunch time games. So catch me there. I'm out, guys.